కరెక్టే. ప్రేమ గురించి నాకేం తెలుసు, లైలా మజ్నులకు తెలుసు, फारू देवदासुలకు తెలుసు, ఆ తర్వాత తమకే తెలుసు. पूरे के पूरे क्लैरिटी रहना चाहिए. Without the clarity, don't come to US. I belong on the stage. She thinks that I belong on the screen.
रॉक बैंड से इतना ऑब्सेशन क्या है?
Why do you want to go for concerts? Why don't you just listen to the songs in headphones, man? Saregama. He loves to watch me dance and sing. Gama. Director Vivek Atreya of that movie, he appreciated it. He said like, wow. He sent a WhatsApp message.
See, you are wearing the Jagat T-shirt.
Rahasyam Idham Jagath.
Okay,
November
so
8th in theaters, guys. Everybody wait for it.
Rahasyam,
Idham Jagath.
why should people go and see your movie in theater? ऐसा क्या किया आपने?
पुराने ज़माने में नरकासुर नाम का एक राक्षस था. वो लोगों को बहुत सताता था. And there's always a connection between mythology and science. इसीलिए श्री कृष्ण ने सत्यभामा के साथ मिलकर उसे that I think the director has picked up and kind of trying to bring it in as an experience. మార్ డాలా. ఒక్కొక్క సీన్ ఆనిముత్యంలో ఉంటుంది. కి తప్పకుండా రావాలి.
Welcome to my space. And welcome to yet another episode of Jack of All. Jack of All is a place where I invite people who have impressed me. I invite people who have embraced multiple talents through multiple difficulties. They have gone through all of those challenges and achieved something, or maybe they are still achieving that. Who cares? Maybe they don't even have a definition for success. And one of the most bona fide guests that I have had till today is here with us. And he is very special to me because when I met the guy, I connected on the very first day, which is a very rare occurrence for a lot of us. And I think we can relate to it. So without any further ado, I want to welcome Karteek Kandala, who is more than my bhai. So you're not just a bhai. Karteek Kandala is a great human being. Karteek Kandala is
I don't want to say great. Like it's all relative, right?
It's all relative.
So,
So relatively, Karteek Kandala is a great human being. Relatively, also, he's a great singer. I know you're a fantastic actor. You've been part of a couple of feature films, multiple short films. You are an editor. You are a fantastic photographer. I've seen you do many other responsibilities on the film set of Jagat. That's where we met.
yes.
And I identified the very first day that this guy is a jack of all. Can I share that story with you?
Yeah. Sure, man.
First of all, welcome to Jack of All.
Thank you so much for calling me. This when you called me when you called me the first time and said, dude, I want to invite you for this podcast, and I started this podcast. I said, and you said the name of the podcast is Jack of All. It's like, dude, this sounds so similar and a kind of nostalgia, right? Or deja vu or something like that. Because the name itself, I've gone through this so many times in my life about me that I'm Jack of all trades, king of none. But Jack of all is better than doing nothing and just being in your own solitude world, right? That's what I feel. So I don't want to compare myself with anybody, but when you call me for the first time and say Jack of all trades ka podcast, dude, I think I belong there.
This is amazing. This is
Thank
amazing.
you so much for calling me.
Absolutely. And it's a pleasure for us to have you here, for me to have you here, and to spend some personal time, having a conversation, dig deeper into, who you are and why you are this way. But most of all, I think while inviting guests, other guests, and yourself as well, is when I realized that Jack of all had a negative connotation other than my life. Because my mom used to always call me, you are a jack of all, you're going to be a master of none. So this means that there was a negative connotation to it.
Yes.
I was always feeling ashamed of doing or being interested in multiple things. Not in the terms of that I am not doing well, because that was never a measure. The measure was, because you are doing X, Y, and Z, you will not have enough focus to do A. And A, most typically in Indian families, means academics,
Right.
right? Do
Correct.
you relate to that?
Yes, yes, totally. When you said, and I'm so glad you started this Jack of all podcast because like you said, I thought I was the only one. Like, मैं इतना कुछ करता हूँ. I'm not really good at.
Right.
I'm not really the best in everything, but I do
Yes.
so many things.
Yes.
Like I do graphic designing. Like since way back, I've been doing Photoshop, Illustrator, video graphics, so many things. And then eventually I also tried modeling. I did acting. I do dancing.
Oh, yes.
That's my first ever craft that I ever
Wow.
started, dancing.
Wow.
रात भर बात कर तू मेरे साथ चल दिल पे चला है जादू जाने क्यों रात भर बात कर तू मेरे साथ चल दिल पे चला है जादू जाने क्यों
Roll up the bass.
And then like I said, like you were saying, so many things. But people often, couple of people I met, like really a really good businessman at a wedding, and that guy said, dude, what do you do? I said, I have this habit of saying I sing, I dance, I have this
Dude.
habit of saying it. And then he
Yeah.
said, like, it's not good to be jack of all.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to respond to that because I felt I was happy in telling what I do. It
Can I
makes me
share?
happy.
Yeah, because see, you are sharing it in a very different perspective. You are sharing as if you realize that it was an embarrassing situation where you are saying things, a lot of things about you. In my experience, how it happened was someone made me feel that I am someone who just loves myself, only likes to talk about myself. When in all honesty, I am actually going very much like a student, where I'm like, I can sing, I can dance, like these are the things that I have, mastered, and whatever this opportunity is, I'm excited for it. So that's my message. Do you also feel like that, kid? That's your message, but sometimes on the receiving end, the people are like, "What? Why are you doing so many things? Or why? Who are you? Why are you blasting me with all of this talent suddenly?" Do you think that's intimidate? People get intimidated with that, or do they think it's not acceptable?
Um, so whenever I tell people about myself, at least during these recent, so since the time I started to tell like a few things about myself, and I felt like, dude, jack of all, king of none, I got these terms. I stopped telling people that I do this, I do that, because I am enjoying myself. Why should I make you happy? I am happy doing all this. And one day you might or might not feel jealous about me. And I don't care. I honestly don't care. I don't care what other person thinks about me. Like मैं styling करता हूँ, मैं खुद के style, like I style my own way. Like my wife says it usually. When I go to my wife and say like, dude, can you suggest me some clothes while going for a party or so? She says, whatever I suggest, you do your own stuff. So like you have your own stuff
Yeah.
everywhere. So I don't really care these days if people really care about me doing multiple things, because I am happy in my own way. I feel happy doing this because when I do Photoshop, when I'm part of a band and singing, and when I do acting, I don't really want to satisfy other people. I want to be in my own zone when I do it.
You do all of that despite of having a full-time job
Yeah,
as a mechanical engineer.
yeah,
तो उस चीज को हम छुपाना नहीं चाहेंगे, because just like any other Indian, you are an engineer,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I think being a mechanical engineer in a country like United States is a feat in itself. So congratulations on the academic achievements, but your non-academic achievements, which are in a way should be considered extracurricular, are actually good enough to overshadow your day job. How do you feel about that?
My day job gives me happiness. acting gives me happiness. I do the day job. I stick to being a mechanical engineer because the first ever time I was in this IIT prep batch in my 11th and 12th. The 10th tak I was like okay student. And the first ever time I saw my physics sir, he was a life-changing factor in my life. He used to tell me these pulley problems. Well, that like mass M1 goes down and M2 goes up, and there's this pseudo forces. Which one is good, pulling or pushing? All these problems. These were so fascinating, man. I used to visualize them when he used to teach physics. And I thought, dude, this is something amazing. And then I got into mechanical engineering, engines and everything. That was I had very bad attendance.
You are one of the first guests who, before I shared how I met them, went straight into the conversation, and I was ready for that. I knew that was going to happen. But let me get back to the moment I saw you first, and I remember Mansa had just uh, gotten selected for Jagat, the movie, Telugu movie that you guys are part of. First of all, congratulations! I see you are wearing the Jagat T-shirt.
Rahasyam Idham Jagath,
Okay,
November
so
8th in theaters, guys. Everybody, wait for it.
So that's what's written on the T-shirt, Rahasyam.
Idham Jagath.
Are you guys excited about that?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, that's awesome. So I was looking at the pictures of the people who are, because you guys had already done the workshop.
Right.
So I knew who the characters are and who the actors are playing the characters as well. So going on a set, I was not part of Jagat. So I went, I was like, little, I don't know how these actors will be. Some of them are experienced. I knew Rakesh had done feature films, you had done multiple short films and etc. So I was like, maybe I'll just go there and, like hang out for 3 days, 4 days until her shoot is over. And then I'll just come back, drive her back and all that. I go there. Pehla, the first thing I see is you going around. So देख के पता चला ये actor है. He's one of the actors, right? You were in the costume also at that point of time. And before I could think ki, like, let me go and introduce myself to this group of, people who are very busy right now, doing important stuff, and I'm just here hanging out. You came directly to me.
Yeah.
You approached directly. You're like, Adi. And, I remember Mansa introduced you guys, everyone of you guys hugged because you knew each other. And then you instantly got me on board. And the first question you asked me was, you do stand-up comedy? I'm like, yeah, I do. How do you know that? Yeah, I do this. Like you said, right? I do this, I do that, I do that. And for the first time in my life, I found someone who introduced themselves exactly the way I do. And I look foolish. But that was so beautiful for me. I was like, this guy, whatever happens with the film, I'm going to try to know this guy and how he operates, because that will answer a lot of questions for my own life, for my own personality.
Correct.
And that is why we're here today. Both of us connected on that point.
The reason I'm enjoying this conversation is because often you don't get to discuss with people with same mindset. So thank you so much for observing me in such a way. I didn't know, and often people don't get to talk about themselves. So
That's the point of the podcast. So tell me, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत बचपन का बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. बचपन से इतना कॉन्फिडेंट है कार्तिक?
I never think about confidence.
तो बचपन में कभी ऐसा आया ही नहीं था inhibition?
No, I
So do you remember the first time someone asked you to perform publicly, or you did yourself?
I always, even now, I have stage fear. We have a Desi rock band.
How old is the rock band?
It's only 6 months old.
6 months old. And what is the biggest crowd that you've played?
Recently, 800 people.
800 people in just 6 months. Was it a live show?
Well, yeah.
Where this was?
It was in University of Cincinnati.
Wow, that's amazing. And what kind of rock is it? Like English, classic rock,
They
Telugu?
call it alt rock. I don't know these categories, but
You don't
everything is
care.
rock for me. Everything that has distortion guitar, like that's rock for me.
Okay. So I was at one of your shows. For the first time, I saw you perform at Daawat with Daawat, like your band Daawat. You are the lead singer.
Lead
You're the
singer,
lead
yeah.
vocalist of the song
Yeah.
of the show. And when I saw you open for Daawat at the Jagat launch, teaser launch, I was not expecting a lot, to be very honest. Even as a friend, I was just like, yeah, I think Karteek is going to rock it. Obviously, he's going to rock it. But how, I don't know, right? Hariga, la, 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 and the crowd went crazy. Can you start the line that you always start your show with?
అడిగా అందాల చిన్ని చినుకులనే పిడుగే రానుంది అని తెలియకనే పిలిచా ఏడేడు రంగు తలుకులని నలుపే చేరింది విధిలా ఏమైనా తప్పంతా నాదేలే చూపించా కలలే నీకిచ్చా దిగులే and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. I would have clapped, but that would have ruined the moment.
That's fine.
But I was so proud to see the entire crowd start singing with you when that started, and I was like, yeah, this show is going to be really awesome. I also remember you mentioning some film folk actually appreciating you guys is covering their new song. What was that? Was it the same song? Ariga?
No, this is from same Nani's another movie.
Okay.
Saripoda Shanivaram.
Which is on Netflix, right?
Which is on Netflix. And then we did a cover song for that movie, a song called Garam Garam. And it's an amazing composition, man. It's a perfect rock song. And then we made a cover of it. In our own way. And then director Vivek Atreya of that movie, he appreciated it. He said like, wow. He sent a WhatsApp message.
Wow.
So it was like, wow. So we were very happy.
Must be a great encouragement for you guys to, continue to push it.
Yeah.
More hard
So
work
many
on this
people
song,
shared it. Like everybody, dude, that video has got super response on it. Superb response.
Another thing I discovered in the same show, which is, see, quite rare, right? That's why I wanted to have you here. It's like, how often do you know someone for long, and then in the same day you realize they have two new talents that you were not aware of. While singing, I saw you.
What was it?
I saw you do impressions of Chiranjeevi garu.
Dude, that just goes with the song, man. Like, if you don't do those impressions,
Shankar Dada song.
Yeah, Shankar Dada song. The reason is imitation is imitation. It's not 100%. But when you try to get the feel of it, like, correct hai. ప్రేమ గురించి నాకేం తెలుసు లేదా మజునులకు తెలుసు థారు దేవదాసులకు తెలుసు ఆ తర్వాత తమకే తెలుసు if you do that kind of thing, people get attracted to the show. They get involved in the song. Instead of just you being a performer, you don't want to separate yourself with people who are enjoying it. You want them to be a part of your show, right?
What you are really trying to do is not show your skill. You're trying to do is make your audience enjoy. I want to know then, why are you like this? Ghar mein koi aisa tha?
My mom. My mom's been a vocal teacher. She sings very well. She learned classical. And my sisters, well, ours was a combined family previously. Like 14 people used to live in one house. So both my sisters sing really well. My first two sisters. And then my last brother sings really well. So whenever we meet for karaoke, dude, it's a bang. So
how was childhood? Did you guys get together and do some shows?
We never sang together. Like, it's like we never even thought about singing. Singing was never even in our thing about doing it. I am fascinated about random things at random points. As soon as I got out of engineering, I started my own steel trading company, similar to how my dad does. He does stainless steel tubes and pipes trading for industries and stuff. I started a parallel company. And then I started it, and then I got, dude, I spoke with many countries. China, Argentina, Spain. I started this website as well for the company. So I sent out emails for various steel manufacturing companies, pipes, and like in Argentina, Spain, and I got two licenses to operate in India. Okay, this was right out of engineering.
Wow.
And then I did bidding for a project in BHEL. You know BHEL?
Of course.
BHEL I did, and then I got an order for 50 lakhs. I was very novice. I didn't know how to execute. And then I told my dad, dude, I got this order. I don't know how to execute it. And then he said, dude, you know that you sold your material for loss, right? You can do anything. Like I felt right after college, I started trading.
A lot of people would get scared in your situation. What did you
I
learn?
was not scared.
What did you learn?
You know what? Dude, one thing in my life was I was never scared at all for anything. I kind of, whenever I thought to myself, I told myself one thing: whenever you're scared, think of what's making you scared. Don't think about what makes you scared. Think of if it fails, you'll sort it out. कुछ भी करो, like you can do whenever you fail in a situation, that's okay to fail. I failed so many times. Even now, I keep failing. I keep telling myself that, dude, you should love failing. Failing gives you so much of opportunity. I love Fight Club in that case, man. When you hit the ground zero, you'll open up opportunities to think about so many other things.
That's interesting. So then, masters, फिर सीधा masters हो गया?
Masters, 2 years I worked
कहाँ
in
पे है?
Ahmedabad.
Masters में अहमदाबाद में? अहमदाबाद में तो गुजराती सीखा क्या?
ગુજરાતી થોડું ઘણું.
હા બોલે છે છોકરો ગુજરાતી બોલે છે.
બધું ખબર છે.
બધું ખબર છે તને. Is your life random?
I want it to be random because it'll let me open up to so many things that I don't know about. I don't want to know what passion I'll pick up a year later.
Your movie Jagath, which is one of a kind Telugu sci-fi for the first time in US, and I've seen the teaser trailer. It looks super amazing.
ఇక్కడ కాలానికి ముగింపు ఉండదు.
By the way, I think there's high probability it may actually do really well.
Right.
And things may change for all of you involved, right? Us involved, right?
Could be.
Yeah. So then that will change your thinking. Is that how you live? And how
mean-
that does
you
that
mean
work
if
out?
we get more opportunities in acting, it
Yes.
would change my thinking.
Yes. So what
So-
will you do with the band? Because you can't do both, right?
You can, apparently, because you can. So, acting, when you start a movie, it doesn't happen overnight, right? You know it. 1 year of workshop, उसके बाद production. So, all this is scattered.
Yeah.
So, if I have to do my band, then I definitely have time. That's what I'm saying. So, eventually, if I have to do both, I think I will manage to do both.
That's interesting because that's the kind of stupid attitude I also have, and I want to, share these stories of seemingly stupid people who then somehow turn out to be these overnight successes.
I don't want to be in a place where I think that I will get an opportunity and I will not concentrate on something.
Tell me your पूरा पिक्चर का जर्नी, फिल्म जर्नी बताओ.
Yeah.
शॉर्ट फिल्म से लेके कैसे जगत हुआ और जगत का एक्सपीरियंस बताओ.
My first ever short film was with my wife Sindhu.
With your wife.
Yes.
That's how you met, or it was with your wife?
It was after my
After you guys
wedding.
got married.
No, 4 years after my wedding. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. It was
She's also an actress?
Oh, she's a veteran actress.
Wow.
She did about 18 short films when she was back in India. And she acted with big people. She has big connections.
That is fantastic.
And then Rakesh, who's our movie's lead, is a friend of Sindhu's. So she told my name to Rakesh like 3 years before Jagat itself. Then he kind of remembers.
3 years before Jagat, she said ki
Remember
he
this
should
guy?
be part of Jagat.
No. She said, remember this guy. If there's any opportunity, give it because husband.
She was plugging her husband.
He
into-
looks good because
Yeah.
nobody in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody told that okay, तू तेरा height अच्छा है, जैसे कि तेरे को बोला था, height अच्छा है, color अच्छा
आवाज
है,
अच्छा है, ये
दिखता
अच्छा, वो
अच्छा है,
अच्छा है,
आवाज
हाँ।
रखता है, तो
Style
डांस
अच्छा
भी
है।
करता है, तो स्टाइलिश है. You should be an actor. You should be क्या है? Sindhu didn't say you should be. She just went and got me an opportunity. And then I got to test myself. How will I be? Opportunity matters. If you get an opportunity, grab it. Rakesh told my name, gave my name to Komal for this role, Vishwa.
Who is the director of?
Vishwa. Komal is the director of Rahasyam Idham Jagath. Then Komal contacted me and gave me an audition. I don't want to give too much information, but I loved the role. I felt it was something that I can pull off easily. Uh, uh, the most challenging thing was schedules to travel all the way from here to Cincinnati to Portland.
Because the shooting was in
Shooting
Portland.
was in Portland, and then
How far is Cincinnati from Portland?
It's not. There's no direct flights. You have to go take a detour, and then total travel time is 9 hours.
9 hours of flight.
It's like going to Dubai only. I had to go 4 times, 5 times. I don't remember how many times I came to Portland for shooting. Sometimes I stayed for the weekend and then I went back.
Right. I remember one of the schedules you were just there for like a couple of days
Yeah.
to finish something.
Because having a kid and nobody to take care of the kid, my wife also works, so it's like it was challenging. It was pretty challenging for us to manage schedules. He was 1.5 years old by the time the shooting started, so it was challenging. It was very very challenging.
टफ होगा यार. और फिर बैंड के साथ भी ये सब, तो कैसे डील करते हो आप लोग दोनों?
It definitely is a balance between me and Sindhu. Sindhu often looks at me like a really good artist, like a singer, dancer. She loves to watch me dance and sing. She thinks that I belong there. I belong on the stage. She thinks that I belong on the screen. She thinks that I belong on the dance floor. Maybe she loves me a lot. I don't know.
But I think she's right, one. But I think she also loves you a lot. Because मैं जब तेरे शो में आया था, दावत का जब फर्स्ट शो आया था, there was this girl who was going crazy about like Karteek and Daawat band and all that, and I was like, इसके wife को बताना पड़ेगा. Turned out it was your wife. So I know she's full of energy. Your entire family, तेरा बच्चा भी.
My wife is ultra energy. My
She's double, 3 times your energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My lifespan would have increased by at least 5 to 10 years because she makes me laugh so much. Her energy is unmatchable. Also, as far as
I can
know.
tell.
So like without her support, it wouldn't have happened.
What's your baby's name? It is also very unique, just like everything else you do.
Kian Akira. My wife wanted to name him Kalki. I didn't know that Kalki movie was going to come now. She said that, dude, look at this now. If we would have named him Kalki, he would have become so popular.
Wow. So Sidhu was like 3 years ahead of time. But I'm glad he's not named Kalki. Akira. Kian Akira is such a beautiful name. What a coincidence for you to land 2 feature films at the same time. And then
they're getting
released at the same time in 2.5 years, right?
Yes.
2.5 years apart. Wow, man. तेरे कुंडली में 2 picture लिखा है.
Too many things happened in 2024.
Yeah, tell
we
me.
started Daawat. And then 2 feature films.
Yeah.
And then my short film, which got very good response for.
You know what they say? 2024 is the year of the results.
We never thought that will be in theaters, Make-A-Wish.
Really?
But Make-A-Wish to be in theaters, it's a surprise and it's a big success. A movie making to theaters is a big success.
Congratulations to the entire team of Make-A-Wish, and watch out for it on OTT platforms very soon. Then Jagat started. Jagat was a huge deal because the setup wise, I know Make-A-Wish setup was slightly different, locations, etc. Jagat was in Portland, no studio. What is the experience been like? How did you get to the sets?
This is all new. I didn't even imagine that it will be like this. But I only thought, okay, I didn't even think. Like, we just went, everybody went with flow, right? Everybody thought this is our responsibility.
Yeah. Did you have a family discussion around these 2 big commitments?
Yes,
Which will
me and
keep you
my
busy?
wife was very happy for it. She was like, you should do it. You should do it. You should. I was like, I was only thinking about one thing. Should I even do it because I will be away for so long time? it was a challenge, man, because I didn't have many paid vacations. I had to take unpaid vacations for Jagat.
Everybody out there wishing envy on my brother Kartik and thinking, I wish I had Kartik's life.
It is challenging, though.
Yes,
It's not easy.
you need to.
It's not easy. It's like, okay, passing through or going through all these challenges, I was only now I come to a conclusion that every phase of your skill or passion will have challenge in it. But think about enjoying the process rather than these challenges. This, as much as I wanted to do this Vishwa character, I started to search references from my real life, not in the acting industry. So I didn't want to search those that Vishwaka character from movies, because they themselves are acting. They might not be 100%. So I'm not able to connect to those them as a character, but I have few friends in my life who could be Vishwa. So I said, okay, I know ये बंदा तो ऐसे ही करेगा. So that's how he looks at. That's how he smirks at them. That's how he
You
looks.
did fantastic, man. You're good at observation. What was that experience of that workshop?
The two things that were going on during the workshop. One is I was trying to understand which way I need to respond in such a way that Vishwa, I become Vishwa as a character. I'm trying to adjust to that character, because I want to, if I have to do it, they should say that, okay, this guy is Vishwa. This guy is that character. I want to become that character. In my real life, I'm not like that.
Right.
I talk
So that
to-
was the only focus?
That was the focus. And second thing was, I was getting, I was forming friends like Bhargav, Ravi. We became crazy friends, man. We do all chiller stuff only.
I know.
So like backbenchers in the class.
Yeah.
We like throw pallis at people. That kind of backbenchers. So I gelled up with these people during the sets. It was more like two things were going on. Like I said, one is trying to see which way I can act so that I can deliver that character properly, like a product, and simultaneously conversations with friends, like new things, new funny stuff happening.
That workshop was for couple of things. One, we were all new faces,
Right.
right? This is a huge movie. If this does well, we will have new faces in the industry, and it'll be some fun next couple of years for all of you.
We didn't think about how will it be like. I think everybody thought about doing their characters properly.
Absolutely. From your point of view, that is the truth. But from production point of view, I'm thinking probably that's what they wanted. Ki these guys are need to work with each other. So the workshop will not only help them in their character understanding, which was your goal, and have fun, but through having fun, they may also become friends, which will be helpful.
Correct.
In the just like a team building exercise that we do in our company,
And
we do
that's
in
how
cricket.
it is in the movie too. Like I
Yeah.
have 5 friends.
Okay,
There should be
you
5
can
friends.
share. Okay,
Yeah. I like it.
So what is Jagat?
It's a story of 5 friends. I can't really reveal much about after that. It's a story of 5 friends. It's like you said, it's mythological science fiction movie. There is a connection. There's always a connection between mythology and science. It's just we kind of overlook. We delve deep into what mythology says and original scriptures, which we can never find these days. You can find a similarity between what science says these days, right? So that I think the director has picked up and kind of trying to bring it in as an experience.
So Ravi, I know he always finds a connection between Indian mythology and science. Every time Ravi and I
He's a
meet,
thinker.
every time he
thinks-
and I meet, we are either talking about mythology, or we are talking about physics, or we are talking about how these two, astrology, or all these things are like connected. Basically, I think Ravi did like a fantastic job.
He has a clarity in his thoughts,
Yes.
which is very good.
So it's you, Vishwa, Rakesh, Abhi,
Yeah.
Manasa,
As what's Mansa's name? Oh damn! I forgot. Aru.
Shravanti,
Akira.
Akira,
Kalyan.
Bhargav, Kalyan.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you guys became
Sorry, Mansa.
so you guys became close friends.
Oh yeah. It's like so I'll tell you the hierarchy of friendship. Manasa was the first anchor. Always we used to be like, okay, this girl is dangerous. Don't ask her any questions, or don't try to copy her because she's too intelligent to act.
What did she do to
Any
for
scene,
you
she
guys to
just
think
nails
like
it.
that?
She just nails every scene. And I and Bhargav are like the last benches of the class where we keep making fun until the shot is ready and we're into the character again. So and then Akira Stravanti is like a small. So if we are in engineering fourth year, she's like just joining engineering kind of like very kid anamata. So we used to make fun of her all the time. And Abhi is like the matured guy. He's like the stud of the
The
room.
professional.
The profession, or all everybody looks up to
Yeah.
him and all kind of. So it was like that almost. Like I think the characters fit really well in the movie.
I heard that you guys did very little of studio shooting. Most of it was real locations.
Yeah.
So you guys shot for 2 years, which means you saw all seasons. Snow, winter.
I think Mount is more about snow.
Snow.
So it's always snow there. There's even summer.
Even summer, there was
Yeah,
a little
even
bit of.
July, everything there was a little bit of snow there.
So if people go buy the ticket and watch the thing in theater, the Jagat movie in theater, they will have a great time looking at beautiful pictures of Oregon and landscapes.
Dude, it's a visually amazing movie.
Yeah.
I can't have a visual treat. Imagine that BGM and those visually appealing scenes. It's gonna be mind blowing.
Who's given the music?
Gyani
Gyani.
Bhai.
Wow, that's amazing, yeah. Good luck and thank you so much, Gyani bhai. Now tell me, what was the toughest part of being on this film?
For me, the schedules were challenging, traveling. Apart from that, I think everything I just loved it.
I know.
Any challenges, we can just deal with them. When it comes to family and other life problems, like how, I always think about this story as Tamasha movie, where Ranbir Kapoor lives two lives. That kind of the flip that goes on.
Yeah.
When you see me at home, I'll be like, okay, cooking. I love cooking, by the way. And then I'll cook and I make my kid ready to the school and I drop him, I drop my wife, come back, do my work. And I do my workouts and I do my diets and when you see me on the sets, it's a completely different person.
Yeah.
तो बोलो ना इस कहानी का अंत क्या होता है?
Is that how Tamasha ends?
He asked Piyush Mishra, I think.
His dad.
बताओ ना. नहीं, वो किसी बाबा के पास.
Oh yeah.
बताओ ना मुझे बताओ.
Yeah. Correct.
इस कहानी का अंत क्या होता है?
Correct.
तू मुझसे पूछ रहा है.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like I cried, man, the first time I watched Tamasha.
I think you very much relate to that character a lot. I remember few years ago I was in Rajasthan. I put a video out of singing with some local Rajasthani singers.
So nice.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
I love that video because I feel that somewhere in parallel universe, Karthik is going around talking to these people, collecting information about how they make music so that we can make our music.
Absolutely.
So nice.
So and you were the only person who reached out to me the way you reached out. You asked me some questions. How does it feel, Adi? Does it feel great? I said, yes, dude, this is the dream. And you were like, I want to live it so bad. I remember it. And then 1-1.5 saal baad I see you have your own band. And that was beautiful, man. Like when I went there, I said, I want to volunteer. What do you want to do? चलो जैम करते. तो बोलते तू क्या कर सकता है? मैं बोला मेरे पास ना इंस्ट्रूमेंट है ना कुछ है, मैं सीटी बजाऊंगा. Let's jam. And bhai, you will not believe it. I have no idea who he is. He has no idea who I am. I have never learned music. But the way we jammed, eternal happiness दोनों को. And by पास जाते वक्त वो मुझे क्या बोला कि कभी आपके पास मौका मिलेगा ना तो छोड़ के कभी छोड़ छाड़ के कुछ करना हो जरूर राजस्थान आना, मैं आपको संगीत सिखाऊंगा। ये हुआ जब मेरी सिंगर टीचर द सियाटल ने मुझे बोला कि यू आर नॉन ट्रेनेबल। एंड आई फॉर वन आई एम क्यूरियस ऑफ एनी कल्चर, एनी न्यू प्लेस इन जनरल, बट राजस्थान इज माई सोल प्लेस। बिकॉज राजस्थान का कहना ही है, राजस्थानी में बोलता हूं मैं, आई ट्रांसलेट इट ऑल्सो, कि 7 कोस में पानी बदले 8 कोस में भाषा, विच मीन्स 7 units of distance में water changes its taste and properties, and 8 units of those distance, 8 kilometers पकड़ लो for simplicity, language changes. Even the Rajasthani, Marwadi language, all the different dialects, they change. What that tells me is the state is so diverse and so much to explore there, that a person like me will feel like a child in a candy store.
Right.
And that's exactly what I felt like. So then tell me, on the set, what did you learn from different actors that made you a better actor? Why should people hire you or think of you for another movie now?
Everybody, they are well prepared with their stuff. You take Manasa. She's always well prepared with the lines and how she has to perform. Bhargav, Shravanti, Rakesh. I learned this point that none of them are ignorant about what they need to do in a scene. So the director never had a problem with actors. Maybe the problem with technicians, light adjustment and stuff. Actors were always spot on.
Any humans on the set that you had to deal with, any difficult situations you had to deal with?
No, dude. Most of it was the director dealing with lights, focus, and all stuff. But as actors,
Okay.
we never had any problems.
What kind of scripts would you like to select if Jagat is a super hit?
Along with the script, parallelly, I want to also look at the production team, as well as how knowledgeable the director is. Right now, if you ask Karthik at this point of time, if you would have asked Karthik like 4 years back, I was like, okay, I want to do acting no matter what. I don't want to ask director any questions. If given a chance, I'll definitely do anything.
What about the kind of movies you want to be part of? What are the kind of story? What is movies, acting in movies
me,
for you? Yeah, what
As of
does it
now, I
mean?
want to make a movie on a rock band.
And cast me as your older brother.
Who am I to cast you? We're gonna work it together.
No, but seriously, what is working in movies for you? Is it just for your experience, or it actually means something that you will select a particular script or not select a particular story?
I'd love to do Sherlock Holmes, and the rock band one.
Interesting. Rock band से इतना obsession क्या है?
I love music. I listen to every instrument when I'm listening to music, including the
pretty sure.
bass, which is way back
Yeah.
in the music, including bass, ding, 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 the way it grooves with the music. I love listening to every instrument of it.
Makes sense. Why should people go and see your movie in theater? ऐसा क्या किया आपने?
I think Jagat is an experience, man. I missed Aquaman, the second part, in watching in a theater. We have this nice LG OLED car 77-inch TV. We turned off all the lights and we thought it'll be an experience. And I and my wife love movies like these, Marvel especially. And then we thought we missed this in theater, man. That's the experience that people are gonna miss if they don't watch Jagat in theaters. It is an experience. That BGM. Why do you want to go for concerts? Why don't you just listen to the songs in headphones, man? The scenes are massive.
Yeah.
Okay, everything that you see is real. It's not green screens.
Wow.
Everything is beautiful, except for the VFX part of it. But most of it is real locations, snow, trees. Portland, man.
Yeah.
Director used the most of it, and he used the best technology available.
Yeah. And I also think that Chota K. Prasad, the editor, and Gyani, the music director, will keep on adding, different layers of that 4D experience to Oregon when you actually go and visit it in the theaters as well.
People have seen the teaser. You look at the BGM in the teaser. Man.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Amazing teaser.
Tell me more about H1B. Why should a mechanical? What are some considerations for someone thinking they should be a mechanical engineer and come here and learn
So
masters?
first things first. Anybody who is planning to come to the US should have a clarity on where they're gonna do masters in and what specialization they're gonna do. In mechanical, there are several like design, thermal, and then after that, what companies they want to work for. Either they want to work or go back to India, start a business. पूरे के पूरे clarity रहना चाहिए. Without the clarity, don't come to US.
क्यों clarity क्यों रहना चाहिए?
Because without clarity, you come. So many people stuck without having jobs. You need to have a clarity on what you want to do and who do you want to work for. Nobody comes to masters to start a business in US. Being a mechanical engineer, they want to work. So if you want to work, don't just go to a normal university. Go. I don't say normal university. Go to a university where you think your specialization will continue. You think bachelor's you haven't had enough knowledge. You want to expand that knowledge in mechanical. That's when you want to come, especially these days, because there are tons of people who are coming to the US thinking that there are jobs and opportunities, but there are no.
Was it tough for you to find a job after your masters,
No.
despite the clarity?
I got a job before I did internship as well as I got a job before the end of my masters.
Really?
I knew where I
great
want
story.
to work. I knew that okay, I will be interviewed by this company and I know what questions they'll ask and I'll tell them because my work experience is related to what questions they'll ask.
I see.
Every time all my interviews were a conversation, never a question and answer.
Interesting.
And one of the interview with my company in Cincinnati, why I moved to, that's where I flunked in answering few questions and they know that I was willing to learn about it.
Wow. Any greatest learning that someone has given you? Any great story? Anything that you have overcome that you would be like, I should have shared this with someone that is listening, and they would definitely be glad to hear and learn something out of this. What would that be?
Coming to jack of all, if you are a jack of all, you need to put your time and effort in anything that you're trying to do to become better version of yourself. You don't need to prove it to anybody. You don't need to say you're painting. You don't need to learn the skill, excel in it. But you try to make a dog's painting now. Try to take challenges. That's how you overcome. Like in Daawat, we wanted to perform this song Varaha so badly because that's like if we would have done that song, if we would do that song, we could do any song because that's
Is it a hard song?
It's a very tough song. It's in a ragam that I didn't even know. I only thought one ragam was there in this song is based out of couple of ragams, and one ragam is called Todi ragam, and the Hanuma Todi ragam is what they call, and that's very tough. It goes like Sare Gama. It doesn't say Gama. It doesn't go like say Gama. That's how it goes. So it was a challenge. So you can do anything. That's what I observed. You can do anything, but then to give time and effort. It took us 1.5 months to learn that song, me and our guitarist, but we wanted to do it. Why did we have to spend time on it? It just gave.
वो
a
सत्यभामा
pleasure to
वाला
us.
song है क्या?
नहीं.
वो कौन सा song है?
That's from Garam Garam.
Oh,
a dialogue.
that's the one that went viral. Okay,
Yeah,
Garam
that's
Garam,
a dialogue
yeah.
from the movie. पुराने ज़माने में नरकासुर नाम का एक राक्षस था. वो लोगों को बहुत सताता था. इसीलिए श्री कृष्ण ने सत्यभामा के साथ मिलकर उसे मार डाला.
वेरी गुड यार. मेरा एक विश था, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं मालूम है how many producers are going to watch this podcast and be like, yes, those two I need in my rock band film. But I had a wish to sing with you together.
Sure.
तुम हो तो?
Oh yeah.
तुम हो तो? हाँ? So rock on का. You'll start?
Yeah, rock on.
I'll join you. हाँ?
तुम हो तो गाता है दिल.
तुम नहीं तो गीत कहाँ,
तुम हो तो ये सब हासिल
तुम नहीं तो क्या है यहाँ,
तुम
हो तो है सपनों के जैसा हंसी एक समा, जो तुम हो तो
ये
लगता है कि मिल गई हर खुशी, जो तुम ना हो ये लगता है कि हर खुशी में है कमी, तुमको है मांगती ये जिंदगी। Oh, thank you so much, Karthik. I am absolutely, mesmerized by the way you live life, and it is super reflective in the energy and the aura that you carry around with you. I think it's been a pleasure knowing you, but even more pleasure chatting with you today, and with Bailey and with Mansa, and learning more things about you today. मेरे को लगता था I knew a lot of things about you. So very infectious character, very infectious attitude, very infectious um, insights. And I think a lot of people listening out there will be inspired by everything that you do and will definitely benefit from, all the lessons that you shared, all the tools that you shared, whether it is managing their fitness, managing their mental health, managing their fears, courage, managing anything new that they want to do, the importance and the emphasis that you put on learning things, keeping yourself open, getting coach, investing yourself, spend money, get a
Right.
coach, learn, go deep dive, be at it, don't desire, act, right? So I think those are the things that you gave us, and Bailey agrees. So thank you so much.
Sure, man. Thank you so much for calling me. I never thought Jack of all would be something like a badge that I can put it on. Maybe you should make
A badge of honor.
maybe you can make a leather jacket saying
Oh
Jack of all
yeah,
bolke. I'd
absolutely.
love to
That's
have it one day.
see, that's what jack of alls do. Every space they are in, they contribute to make it better.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
for us, we I think Jack of all don't really have to care about becoming the greatest singer of all time, becoming the greatest graphic designer of the all time, becoming the greatest actor of all time. We enjoy the space we are in. We're like, okay, we are singing, great, but we try to put efforts to make it better.
Yes.
That's where Jack of all
So
lies.
I think the difference is we are not mediocre. We are better than the average.
Yes.
We may not be the best at everything that we do, but yeah,
You don't have to be.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
having best sometimes I think will make you fearful of losing that spot.
I agree.
I'm not even at the top of the chain. Why should what should I worry about losing?
Absolutely.
So I don't want to be top of chain anytime. Like I don't want to fear about losing something. I want to only fear about losing tomorrow and the smile and the life. I want to be present everywhere.
Absolutely. Now, two things. One, a message in Telugu to your son and your wife for all the support that they have provided you and they are going to provide for everything that you're doing for yourself and for them.
థ్యాంక్ యూ నాన్న చెప్తూనే ఉంటా కదా చాలా హెల్ప్ చేస్తావు నాకు వితౌట్ యూ నువ్వు లేకపోతే నాకు కష్టమైపోతుంది యాక్టింగ్ అయినా బ్యాండ్ అయినా నువ్వు ఉన్నావు కాబట్టే చేయగలుగుతున్నా నువ్వు నన్ను పుష్ చేసినందువల్ల నేను యాక్టర్ అయ్యాను లేకపోతే బ్యాండ్ స్టార్ట్ చేశాను ఏం చేసినా నువ్వు వచ్చిన తర్వాత నా లైఫ్ ఒక ఫ్లిప్ కొట్టింది థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సింధు కిన్ను నీకు తెలుగు అర్థమవుతుంది కానీ మోస్ట్లీ ఇంగ్లీష్లోనే మాట్లాడతావు కానీ తెలుగులో చెప్తా ఆ, నీ నాకు ఎప్పుడూ నీలా ఉండిపోవాలనిపిస్తుంటుంది నో థాట్స్ నో జడ్జ్మెంట్ నో ఇట్లా ఒక ఐడియా పెట్టుకుని చేయవు కదా చిన్నపిల్లాడే 4 years నీకు ఏం తెలుసు జస్ట్ యూ ఆల్వేస్ వాంట్ బి హ్యాపీగా ఉండాలనుకుంటావు ఐ వాంట్ టు ఆల్వేస్ బీ యాజ్ హ్యాపీ యాజ్ యూ ఆర్ ఆల్ ద టైమ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ నాన్న థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్
Awesome, what a sweet message. Now, number two, give a message to all the audiences that are watching this or any other content from movie Jagat and invite them to the theaters in Telugu.
Yeah, Jack of all podcast. Um, this is gonna be wonderful for everybody with multiple artistic talents. Listen to us. అసలు ఈయన అడిగే క్వశ్చన్లు ఈయన అడిగే the way he carries the conversation, it's wonderful. And I felt like I opened myself with a mirror in the middle. So it's so nice. It's like I was talking to myself. So Jack of all is all about you guys having multiple talents, and also we try to share our experiences where you can be better too. You can the way we share our experiences, you can probably take some data from there and try to better yourself in the fields that we have in common.
And Telugu invite to your Jagat
Jagat.
people to theaters.
జగత్ పిచ్చెక్కిపోద్ది సినిమా. అసలు విజువల్లీ అమేజింగ్ ఉంటుంది. అసలు ఒక్కొక్క సీన్ ఆణిముత్యంలో ఉంటుంది. అంత డబ్బా కొట్టాను కానీ మీరు మూవీకి వచ్చి మర్చిపోలేని ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్తో వెళ్తారు. జగత్, November 8th, ప్లీజ్ డోంట్ ఫర్గెట్ ఇట్. November 8th in theaters, you're gonna have visual blast.
Theaters ki రావాలి.
థియేటర్స్కి తప్పకుండా రావాలి.